Hey, what's up guys? Hazzed here, and we're going to talk about talents and glyphs in depth because a lot of you don't seem to understand why the reasons I use things, I do things a little bit differently. Well, I'm not going to tell you what's good or bad. I'm going to tell you why they're good. I'm going to tell you why they're bad compared to the others. I'm not just going to say this is the cookie cutter because obviously it's not if I'm performing well or better than other DKs that are performing what people tell them they should be. So anyways, for Frost DKs, Unholy Blight, amazing, spreads diseases, great for AoE damage. Reapply cooldown dots on your target. Cooldown dots, basically pop your cooldowns, you reapply your dots so they deal more damage, which you want dots on your targets because they deal 12.5% more damage on the enemy target with your obliterates, and of course with a two-hander you're going to obliterate the crap out of the target. Plague Leech, you don't really want to use Plague Leech. It is good for extra 2, it sounds amazing for Unholy, it's great, but since reapplying your dots is such a pain for Frost, that nerf to your obliterates will actually nerf your burst. Which, I tried to throw it in there, I tried it different ways, I tried to throw in ways to put the dots back on, but every time I was lacking in runes compared to what I would have originally. Now, Rolling Blood, it sounds cool, spread your diseases, but honestly it takes up too many runes. You're going to be rune starved, you're not going to have runic power, your rotation's going to be off. It's better to leave that one alone with Frost. So that's why I go with Unholy Blight. It's great for your burst, it's great for popping in AoE situations, and you don't even have to just throw it up and it just infects everything. Run around for a bit. So the second line, 57, Lichborn. Great for getting out of fears and charms, sleeps. It's what I use, honestly. I love Lichborn. You can use Lichborn heals. It's a great talent. Anti-magic zone, great for arena. Great for maybe battlegrounds, but personally I'd still go Lichborn. Because, everything fears now. Fear is one of the strongest CCs in the game. The only thing it's comparable, I'd say Cyclone, maybe a couple others, but just fear spam, holy cow, look at that guy in the background. He's on a bird. Anyways, Purgatory. It's really only great for putting out a couple extra damage in a battleground. Otherwise, if you're hitting Purgatory in an arena or something, you guys basically already lost. Once you're in kill zone, it's big trouble. You don't want to be getting near there. So that's why Lichborn forcing offensive or doing it defensively is usually better. Or anti-magic zone, shield your partner, shield you, shield someone else if they're focusing them, is why that could be your choice in arena. But Lichborn, I'd say, is the good choice. Alright, the third line. Now, some people go Asphyxiate because they like the stun. Now, in my opinion, if you go Asphyxiate, yeah, it's going to give you a good 5 seconds to hold the target in the air that most likely they might trinket. That's why I go with Chillblains. Because, I can go at a target, and I'm going to show you this here because not many people do it. I don't know why. This target's coming at me. I hit him with something. You see that effect on him? 50% slow speed. I can run away from this. This ain't nothing. You can do that to people in BG's arenas, and you also got Icy Chains. Now that immobilizes. So when they jump to you, like this guy, let's say he's a feral, he jumped to me, he's right next to me. He's gonna run away. Oh my goodness. Stop running away. You're terrible at this. Get back here. We talked about this, Pride. Alright. So he's coming at me. Let's say he's a feral, he jumped at me. Boom, feral jumped at me. Chains and jump away. Now, if you're slow or something and you get caught in that jump and you chains quick enough, you'll keep your full speed through the air and you'll be outside of their DPS range to below cooldowns or whatever. So chains is great for that. I do it on rogues, ferals, other melees, warriors, kite them out. Asphyxiate is good for stunning, cool. For Unholy, it's great for arena plays. I don't really suggest it for arena because we really need our time on target. I really can't push this enough. Advance is kind of cool. It sounds amazing. It's really for PvE. I run around, be really fast, hit everything. It's cool, but you really want to slow your target. It slows all the targets, not just one target, the whole battleground. And that's how I get my mass grips in and hold things in close for so long to deal so much damage. And then just damage explodes. Now for healing, Death Pact, cool, it sounds amazing. 50% health, boom, it looks huge. It looks great. Now, think about explaining what I did with Icy Chains, like Chillblains. See how I'm kiting him out? Boom, 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 boom. And basically conversion, you combine that. See how I'm kiting out? Then you combine blood presence to go defensive, and you can survive for so long like this if you're D'ing up. I mean, he couldn't even get near me. Icy Chains. Grip Icy Chains. Like, he's just there. And you're healing up. There's nothing he can do about it. I mean, Asphyxiate would work for that for about 5 seconds, but you can repeatedly do that with Chillblains, you know, rogues, warriors, kiting, everything like that. And if it's a hunter, you're on the hunter. You Chillblains him. You're slowing him down. You're gonna stay on him. That's the best part about it. Now, the 75 is definitely the most controversial of the three because of what they are. Now, I'm gonna explain what they do and what they are and how they do it. Because honestly, people kind of misunderstand what they do and why they're better and what they're better for. So Blood Tap, it's great. It's awesome for arena. It's better for stacking necrotic strikes. Not better for dealing damage. I like to deal damage. I like to be very offensive. I like to blow things up. I like to see big numbers. And that's why you see him in my videos. You don't usually see him on other DKs. And so that's why I do Runic Empowerment. It gives you a better DPS through and through, gives you more burst, and it also stacks necrotic strikes. So, I mean, you can do that either way. Basically, it procs pretty good. You can throw in necros with it pretty good. I do with it just fine, and kill healers, and also, you know, other DPS is healing. Runic Corruption, you know, it's okay for damage, but it doesn't seem as good. You know, like, I like it, it's good, but it doesn't feel right. I know people that like it better, but the DPS doesn't seem to rotate as correctly because there's a lot of downtime if it doesn't proc. I don't like that. I mean, Runic Empowerment can have some, but sometimes it's so amazing that it just blow through things. But again, you know, they're all pretty good. But I like Runic Empowerment for damage. Now the last one, Desecrated Ground, Arena, awesome. You know, if you're facing double DPS, you're about to get blown up, drop that in the opener, and I mean, it really just messes them up hardcore. They get pretty grumpy sometimes. And Remorseless Winter, you know, if you gotta kill a healer and, you know, whatever you're playing with doesn't have a stun, it's amazing for BGs. You can use it to kill things, you know, Desecrated Ground, even there, you get out another CC, it's a trinket. But Gorfine's Grasp for damage. I mean, this is why I rock for damage in Battlegrounds, because you can mass grip everything into one section, hit them, spread all your dots, pop your cooldowns, lay out Unholy Blight, and then basically either hit Howling Blast or focus one target and blow it up while they're all trying to spread back out. You know, you can pull that off a few times, which is really cool. But yeah, Arena definitely Desecrated Ground, maybe Remorseless Winter, determining on what you're gonna play. So Glyphs, I use the anti-magic shell absorption because I don't want to take damage when I pop it. You know, I don't give casters any leeway when I use anti-magic shell. You know, you can use other things. You know, these are, you know, you gotta have all of them basically, most of them. I don't really care about these ones. But you know, it's not what's right, it's how you play. And how I play is I like to take it all in. And this is something important, is Glyph of Shifting Presence. 70% of your runic power. So while you're fighting and you've got runic power, you can switch and keep some. That is very important because you're Frost and you're fighting a target. They're dealing too much damage. You gotta switch defensive and you gotta throw that up. You still have that to pop for a conversion and give you runic power. Like, it's amazing. That's why you need to have that one. And then of course, with Icy Touch, you gotta have Dispel. Come on guys, take the Dispel. You gotta get rid of bubbles, get rid of buffs. I mean, you dispel a mage's frost shield and he gets very grumpy. Very grumpy. I mean, you can use other things. Sometimes I've seen people use Chains of Ice. Makes it deal damage, which isn't too bad. Desecrated is great for Battlegrounds. You want to have a lot of fun, kill something with your Frost Presence, and then you Death Strike something. Amazing. Death and Decay and others slow. That's great for like killing feral, or not feral, but resto druids. When they kite, throw that down, they even shift, and it keeps them in it, which is great. Death Coil Heal, I don't really play with that one. I don't really like that. It might be good for double DPS at some point, but I don't know. Grease Grip, I mean, yeah. Dispellable, blah blah blah. That's more Unholy, but I don't think Unholies would use that anyways. That might be cool for getting out of something you just want to pop out of a stun if you have a really good healer. But I'd still stick with other things. Basically, yeah, just stick with these if you want to be Frost guys. Casting a spell? Oh, that'd be crazy. Anyways, alright, yep. Have a good one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. So let's take a look at gemming. Alright, for the meta Helm, definitely the 216 strength, 3% crit, 320 strength. That comes from the jewel crafting. You can use regular strength if you're something else. But yes, 160 strength. Ignore the socket bonus, honestly. Just ignore it. 200 strength, 110 crit enchant, of course. And for reforging, basically I go haste, mastery, crit. Alright, so haste over mastery over crit, because you don't really need crit. You time your obliterates correctly, and you just crit like a powerhouse, and you just do it constantly. Just put them out like a monster. Anyways, so let's take it back. We want strength all the way across. Enchant, 80 to all stats, do some more damage. Bracers, 80 strength. I have blacksmithing, so it's an extra 160 strength to my bracers. And you want 160 strength to your bracers, 170 for enchant, of course. For your belt, 160 strength bolt, ignoring socket bonus on every single thing. Enchant, 285 strength, 165 crit, 160 both sockets. I mean, that's what you want. Alright, for this, mastery, minor speed increase, and 160 strength, ignoring socket bonus. And of course, you want to reforge everything. Haste over mastery over crit. And that's how everything should be there.